I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get to the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadespuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're getting educated about the show, that's when you can click on that merchandise tab. Skate straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck are all still available in our online store, whether that's socks or throw pillows or wall arts or even bed sets. You can outfit your entire person or your entire home with Renegades of Puck merchandise, and we sure would appreciate if you would go ahead and do that very thing. After all, we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so please listen up. Here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us on X. You can find us on Threads. We are on all of those different social media platforms, so please give us a like, give us a follow, and help us spread the word about the Renegades of Puck on all of those different social media platforms. It doesn't take you but a second. It doesn't cost you a single thing to help out the cause here. YouTube, thank you so much to all of our brand new subscribers. We sure could use more of you, but we are sure appreciative of everyone that's jumped in the trenches recently. You can find Renegades of Puck TV on our YouTube channel. You can find all of our individual videos, game previews, game recaps, and all of the different analysis points there on our YouTube channel. So please give us a like on YouTube today, give us a subscription, and go ahead and click on that notification button as well. The audio podcast is doing incredibly well thanks to the Full Press NHL Network. Full Press Predators podcast is well over 6.3 million views and downloads and replays for the entire year of 2023. So we sure do appreciate each and every one of you for checking out the show and helping us go from local to global in the year 2023. You can find us on Google, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon, several other podcast platforms. Just searching your preferred podcast platform today for the Renegades of Puck. Venmo is how you can make a financial donation to support your Renegades of Puck. Scan the QR code that's currently on your screen or just search Renegades of Puck in Venmo and you'll find us right there. Every dollar goes a long way to helping this independent hockey operation, so thank you very much for everyone that has taken the time and sent over a dollar. A lot of late nights this past week and a lot of cold nights out here in the studio, so I appreciate the cups of coffee that you guys have sent me throughout the week. It sure has been appreciated. Thank you again very much. Again, that's on Venmo. Scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me get to the goods. It's time for operation number 815. That's right. Time for show number 815. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 6th place in the Central Division after 11 games played on the season. A record of 5-6 has them at 10 points. They are 5 points behind the first place Dallas Stars. So if we started at the top of the Central Division and worked our way down, you would find those Dallas Stars with a record of 7-2-1 and 15 points in first place. The Colorado Avalanche behind them in second, 7-3-0 at 14 points. The Winnipeg Jets have 12 points. The St. Louis Blues and the Arizona Coyotes are at 11 points in 4th and 5th. Then you'll find the Nashville Predators in 6th with 10. The Minnesota Wild also have 10 points in 7th place. And Chicago Blackhawks have 8 points, only 2 points behind the Nashville Predators. So the Preds are 5 points out of first place, but only 2 points ahead of 8th place, last place. On the road, which is where the Nashville Predators' next game will take place, game 4 of their 5-game road trip. They have a record of 2-4 on the season, an even split, 32 goals for, 32 goals against. That is going to make the numbers pretty easy to figure out. For the Nashville Predators, once they wrap up this game, they'll go one more game on this road trip, and that's going to be Thursday in Winnipeg, and then Saturday back home to face off for the first time this season against the Arizona Coyotes. On the 14th of November, they'll welcome in the Anaheim Ducks. The 18th, the Chicago Blackhawks, and on the 20th of November, the first match of the season between the Nashville Predators and the Colorado Avalanche that will happen at Bridgestone Arena. Now, the Preds' next game, I've already mentioned, is on the road a couple of times. Who are they playing against? Well, it's the Calgary Flames. This will be the first of 3 regular season meetings between the Nashville Predators and the Calgary Flames. They will play again on November the 22nd when Calgary will be here in Nashville at Bridgestone Arena. On the 4th of January, the Nashville Predators will also host the Calgary Flames. That will be the 3rd and final regular season meeting between these two Western Conference rivals. At this moment in the season, the Calgary Flames are are 3-7-1. That's good for 7 points, but 6th in the Pacific Division. On home ice, a record of 1-3. They've scored 28 goals on the season. They've given up 41 against. They have a goal differential of -13. In their most recent stretch of games, let's go back and talk about a sample size of 5. We'll go back to October the 24th and start right there with a 3-1 loss versus the New York Rangers on the 26th of October, a 3-0 loss versus the St. Louis Blues on the 29th of October, a 5-2 loss versus the Edmonton Oilers outdoor game, Heritage Classic. I'm sure everybody got a chance to look at that wonderful, wonderful event. On the 1st of November, it was a 4-3 loss versus the Dallas Stars, and most recently on the 4th of November, a 6-3 win at Seattle. Vladar got the start and the victory, 17 out of 20 overall. Light workload for him in that game. When it comes to the NHL rankings in this matchup and the numbers, Nashville Predators scoring 2.91 goals per game. That is 20th overall in the NHL. The Calgary Flames are scoring 2.55 per game. That's 28th in the NHL. The difference for the Nashville Predators between goals for and goals against, well, there is none. It's exactly the same, 2.91 in the goals against category, but it is 11th best in the NHL in this particular category. In the goals against category for the Calgary Flames, 3.64 per game is 29th overall in the NHL, and the Nashville Predators' second game in a row where they're facing off a team that has given up many goals against the Edmonton Oilers. We're giving up 4 per game going into the previous matchup. In the shots for category, the Preds 31.5 per game is 15th best in the NHL, while Calgary's generating 32.6 on net per game. That is a 10th best metric in the league. In the shots against category, both of these teams top 10. 29.5 against for the Preds is 10th overall. Shots against on Calgary, 28.5 is 6th, and you can see how they utilized that skill set most recently. They went over Seattle, only giving up 20 shots on goal against the Kraken. When it comes to the special teams units, National Predators power play has been doing better as of late. Their power play is converting at 23.4%. That's 12th best in the league. 11 out of 47 is the raw data. The penalty power play for the Calgary Flames, 18% conversion rate, 20th in the league. 7 power play goals on 39 opportunities. The penalty kill for the Nashville Predators, quite bad. 31st in the league. They've given up 12 power play goals against, and they're only killing off 66.7% of the penalties against them. The Calgary Flames doing considerably better in this category. 89.5% kill rate is 4th best in the NHL, and they have only given up 4 power play goals against. When it comes to every team in the NHL, they have plenty of high-skilled individuals and scorers, so let's talk about the top 5 from each team. Let's start on the home team, the Calgary Flames side. Lindholm leads the team, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 total points. 4 goals is the top, so that's Mangiapane, and 3 assists added, that is 7. Then you'll see Jonathan Huberdeau at 2 and 4 for 6. Weegar is at 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points. Backlund, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points as well. When it comes to the Nashville Predators, Philip Forsberg now 2 goals, 10 assists. The 10 assists leads the team. 12 points also leads the team. More than a point per game for Philip Forsberg. Ryan O'Reilly at 7 goals. That leads the Nashville Predators at this time of the season. Plus 4 assists is 11 points. Also a point per game player. Tommy Novak is at 6 and 3 for 9. Just 1 goal off the team pace. Yossi is at 2 and 6 for 8. And Luke Evangelista quietly in the top 5 and scoring a goal and 6 assists for 7 total points. When it comes to the goaltending matchup, you see Saros 4 and 5, expected to get the start of 909 save percentage, 2.68 goals against average with 1 shutout against Seattle. Lankinen's updated numbers, 1 and 1 on the season with a 900 save percentage and a 3.01 goals against average. The goaltending for the Calgary Flames, Markstrom, record bad, 1-6 and 1, 897 save percentage, 3.03 goals against average. Vladar 2-1 and 0. So of the Calgary Flames, 3 victories on the season. It is Vladar picking up 2 of them. He's 2-1 and 0 with an 8.44 save percentage and a goals against average of 4. That's going to do it for getting you all set up for the Nashville Predators' only trip to Calgary this season. Always look forward to games between the Nashville Predators and the Calgary Flames. They seem to transcend coaching changes, player personnel changes. It seems like whenever these two teams get together, it's a highly spirited affair, and I'm always very much looking forward to those games. Preds' only trip to Calgary this year, 2 more games against the Flames after this, both of them at Bridgestone Arena. That's got you all set. Now we got to go back and talk about the Preds' last road game that was in Edmonton against the Oilers, a Saturday afternoon matinee. It's coming up next. It's called the Reverse Sports Full Game Recap, and this is the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to November the 4th of the year 2023 when the Nashville Preds were in Edmonton to face off against the Oilers on a continuation of their CMA road trip, the middle game of the 5-game road trip. Nashville Preds head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines in the following way. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist make up your first line. Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista your second line. Trennan, Sissons, and Cole Smith on the third line. Foodie, Parsonen, and Tomasino back in the lineup. That's the important notation right there. Yossi and Fabro, Luzon, and Carrier Del Gaizo making his NHL debut for the Nashville Preds, with Barry McDonough out as a scratch. We are 127 into the game in Edmonton, which of course has been a house of horrors for the Nashville Predators in recent seasons. And at 127 of the first period, Campbell coming with a save on Del Gaizo. It's the first shot of the game and the first shot on goal for Del Gaizo in his NHL career. 154 into the first period. Lankinen coming up with a save on Nugent Hopkins. At 2:09 of the first period, Gagne hits the post, so we see iron struck early here in the first. At 3:58 of the first period, Lankinen coming up with a save on Matthias Ekholm. At 5:05 of the first period, it's Campbell coming up with a save on Sherwood. 7:26, Lankinen back to work, coming up with a save on Connor McDavid. At 9:36 of the first period, we see our first special teams action as Luzon is off to the box. 2 minutes for holding. Never a good idea to put the Edmonton Oilers on the power play, and it certainly was not right here as Darnell Nurse cashes in for the Edmonton Oilers, his second goal of the season. It was a long shot that hit a post, then a body, then a post, and then it went in. So quite the pinball action to find its way in the back of the net, but it does beat Lankinen and the Nashville Predators and gives the Edmonton Oilers a 1-0 lead in the first period. But just seconds later, at 10:22 of the first period, Philip Forsberg's second goal of the season ties the game up at 1 apiece. It was a wraparound and a beauty. Del Gaizo started the play and gets his first assist of his NHL career in his first game. Philip Forsberg does the work, though, taking it behind the net off the rush and tucking the puck in. He had Campbell beaten easily. The only question was whether he'd be able to finish the play in the tuck, and he does for his second of the season. Philip Forsberg's got the Preds on the boards. 11:12 of the first period. Lankinen coming up with a save on Bouchard. 12:04. Campbell comes up with a save on Sherwood. 16:58. Desharnais is off to the box. 2 minutes for puck over the glass. We see Lankinen have to come up with a huge shorthanded save on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Then Campbell comes up with one save while he is on the penalty kill on Nyquist. 16:15 of the first period. Campbell comes up with a save on Smith with the paddle and out of play. And then we have 16:15. Yeah, that's Smith with the paddle. And then at 19:04, Campbell comes up with a save on Fabro. And 19:34, Lankinen comes up with one final save of the period on Gagne. End of the first period. A lot of back and forth action. The Oilers outshoot the Predators in the first, 11 shots to 10. Just 22 seconds in, and it's the cleanest sheet of ice you can find. It's O'Reilly scoring his fifth goal of the season. It was a rebound put back off Forsberg shot from out high. This gives the Nashville Preds a 2-1 lead. Ryan O'Reilly wins a battle there at the side post, and he gets to the puck first. Not by much, but just enough to sweep the puck into the net. Preds lead 2-1 early in the second period. At the 59-second mark of the second period, it's Lankinen coming up with a save on Fogle. At 2:47 of the second, it's Kane off the box. 2 minutes for high sticking on Alex Carrier. Campbell comes up with a save on Tommy Novak with Parsonen setting the screen in front. Then it is O'Reilly cashing in on the power play for the Preds. His second goal of the period, his sixth goal of the season. Not quite a backdoor tap-in, but he was over on the other side of the back post, and he gets the feed from Philip Forsberg and puts the puck into the open net, giving the Nashville Preds a 2-goal lead, 3-1 over the Oilers here in the second period. But at 3:36 of the second period, it's Carey off the box. 2 minutes for holding the stick on Connor McDavid. Lankinen's going to come up with a save on Nugent Hopkins, and then Bouchard is going to finish off this power play for the Edmonton Oilers with his fourth goal of the season. The Preds PK unit put up a valiant effort before this long shot ended up finding its way to the back of the net. Luzon had blocked numerous shots, possibly credited with 3 during this one penalty kill shift. The unit was incredibly exhausted, and the Edmonton Oilers seized on that, took advantage of it. Good puck movement. Bouchard from out high gets Edmonton their second goal of the game. Now Nashville leads 3-2 here in the second period. 5:30 in the second period. McLeod's off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking on Tomasino, and a good scoring attempt it was that prevented by the hook of McLeod. Novak is then off to the box, 2 minutes for hooking. That's going to create a 4-on-4 scenario for 1 minute and 25 seconds. Lankinen would come up with a save on Bouchard. Campbell would come up with a save on Nyquist. And then Edmonton would pick up another penalty, bench minor, too many men, putting the Preds back on the power play. The Oilers penalty kill unit would hold. We would see an end to that special teams bonanza, and the Edmonton Oilers would just be fueled up and ready to go once we got back to 5-on-5 hockey. Dominance coming. 11:09 of the second period. Lankinen a save on Nugent Hopkins. 11:53 another save on Nugent Hopkins. 12:15 Lankinen a save on Nurse. 12:47 Lankinen a save on Fogle. 13:10 Lankinen a save on Nurse. 2 minutes and 30 seconds with the Nashville Predators D trapped in their own zone and just absolute dominance by the Edmonton Oilers. It was the most bend not break scenario that I've seen for this Nashville Predators team, and one that they would fail on time and time again in the past. Maybe it was just good puck luck. Maybe it was something different with this team, but the Nashville Predators typically end up folding at the end of this, not with their netminder making this many saves. At the whistle that they finally got, television timeout, maybe the best placed TV timeout of the entire season. Flipping over to the back sheet and also taking a deep breath from this broadcast. 14:42 of the second period. Campbell comes up with a save on Smith. The first Preds shot since 6:52. That's 8 minutes about. 15:13 of the second period. It's Novak, his 6th goal of the season. Bar down finish off the rush set up by Luke Evangelista. Great finish, great play, great rush all around by the Nashville Predators right here. And Tommy Novak, all he does is make plays. The Nashville Predators now hold a 4-2 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. At 15:52 of the second period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Nurse. 16:25 Lankinen a save on Hyman's backhand. At the post, 18:45 Campbell back to work, picking up a save on Evangelista. At 18:50 Campbell one more save on Nyquist plus the rebound follow-up. We hit the end of the second period. Incredible amount of shots on goal by both teams in the second. Now each team with 25 for the game. We head on over to the third period. We are 1:12 into the third, and Campbell's coming up with a save on Trennan. 1:54 of this third period. Lankinen comes up with a save on McLeod. At 2:25 of the third period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Fogle, plus the rebound follow-up by McLeod. A really strong save right here. At 5:53 of the third period, Kane and Parson each off to the box, 2 minutes each. There was a tripping and an embellishment involved in those calls. It leads to a 4-on-4 where Lankinen has to come up with the best save of the scenario, and that is on McDavid with the big kick out. 8:05 of the third period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Hyman after a terrible turnover right there on top of the blue paint. This was really another tremendous save by Lankinen. 8:32 of this third period. O'Reilly's 7th goal of the season, his 3rd goal of the game. That's right, O'Reilly with a hat trick. It's jam at the side of the net. Initially not seen, so initially not ruled a goal. The play continued on, and the Preds actually scored again. So they had to rewind the clock after doing a quick review and realize that the initial goal went in at 8:32, so they put the time back on the clock. Credited O'Reilly with his 3rd goal of the game, his 7th of the season, giving him a hat trick for the game, and giving the Nashville Predators a 5-2 lead in the third period. Midway through the third period at the 10:10 mark, Lankinen comes up with a save on Fogle. 12:41. Lankinen comes up with another save on Bouchard at 13:39. Lankinen a save on Desharnais' heavy shot from out high at 15:03 of the third period. Lankinen continues doing work with a save on McLeod. At 18:19, Campbell comes up with a save on Luzon, and at the 19-minute mark of the third period, Kevin Lankinen makes his final save of the game, and that one comes on Hyman. The Nashville Predators close things out in Edmonton in regulation. Significance right there because it has been a long time since the Preds have beaten the Edmonton Oilers in regulation. Your final score is 5-2. The Edmonton Oilers end up out shooting the Nashville Predators 35-34. Preds did an incredible job at 5-on-5 hockey, did not give up a goal in 5-on-5, gave up 2 power play goals against the Edmonton Oilers, but then again, everybody is susceptible to giving up power play goals to that lethal offense. It did not end up hurting the Nashville Predators, whose offense explodes. Riley and Forsberg will have their final numbers and tallies coming up here in the analysis, but just an incredible night for the first line of the Nashville Predators. And to see O'Reilly out there looking like there's 10 years off of his age, he just looks as fresh as can be out there in this game and looked like he really wanted to help lead this Nashville Predators team. And Forsberg did the same, and you got to give Lankinen so much credit in the instant analysis and wrap of this. The sequence that he faced when the Nashville Predators D was just trapped out there, when Delgado and Fabra were out there for 2.5 minutes, coming up with, I think, 5 to 6 total saves in that sequence. Easily one of the best goaltending sequences of the entire season for this Nashville Predators team. And for Lankinen, rusty in his first start, not rusty at all in this one against the Edmonton Oilers. Thought he was tremendous. Came up with a lot of big saves and a lot of really, really big, timely moments. So the Nashville Predators secure a victory in Edmonton, their first victory on the CMA road trip. We've got so much more coming up on this game. We've got the box score, we've got analysis, and so much more coming up on the Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in, Renegades of Puck podcast. Kevin Lankinen, 33 out of 35 in this game. 2 goals against the second period sequence that he had. The latter part of the second period is easily one of the finest goaltending sequences the Predators have had all season long. A very strong performance overall after being very rusty in his first start. Came in relief, looked good against the Oilers, but his first start of the season did not go very well. Very, very strong performance right here. Again, 33 out of 35. Only 2 goals against, both of those coming on the power play and 5-on-5 play. I thought Lankinen was incredible. Good in this game. And again, the second period sequence, something like 6 saves over about 2 minutes, 48 seconds, something like that, 10 shot attempts for the Edmonton Oilers. Lankinen was able to hold strong while his team in front of him was absolutely incredibly exhausted. And in the past, the Preds would have faltered on that particular exchange, but they did not this time. And, that was nice. When it comes to the forwards, let's talk about the positive things right here. Ryan O'Reilly, 3 goals in this game, a hat trick, his first hat trick as a Nashville Predator. 7 total goals now, leads the team. He also added an assist, 3 shots on goal, 2 takeaways, and 18:39 in total time on ice. We all knew O'Reilly was going to be the example, and the reason he was brought here was for his veteran leadership and help teach the next generation of youth on this Predators team exactly how to get things done. But I don't know that any of us anticipated at any point him leading the team in scoring or being on pace for such an incredibly strong season. Already 7 goals through 11 games and 11 points in 11 games, a point per game. Again, we talked an awful lot about Ryan O'Reilly when he was signed by the Nashville Predators, what he was going to bring and what he was going to do as part of this team, but I don't think any of us really talked about him being potentially a goal leader or scoring leader for this team this year. You can't mention O'Reilly without mentioning Forsberg, especially in this game. They're more like a 1A, 1B and being line mates. That's good to see the chemistry really, really developing between these two so quickly this season. Forsberg chips in with a goal and 2 assists for 3 total points, 4 shots on goal, and I noted that it was his breakout offensive game. Yes, a player that has 12 points in 11 games, more than a point per game, has been having a very good, consistent offensive season, but Philip Forsberg broke out in this game. And when he starts scoring high-skilled, highlight reel goals, and a wraparound goal to me is always high-skill, highlight reel. When he starts putting pucks in the net like that, that's typically when he is about to start really breaking out. And Forsberg already over a point per game this season. It's impressive to see. I don't know if they found their right combination yet for the right wing. Parsonen had a few games. Nyquist has had a few games. I'm not sure that they've totally found the perfect match at the right wing position yet. But O'Reilly and Forsberg, incredible together so far through the first 11 games of the season. Tommy Novak scored a goal in this game, his 6th of the season. He's 1 goal off the team lead, and you know what I'm about to say. All Tommy Novak does is make plays. That's all you need to know. All he does is make plays. The finish that he had right there, absolutely incredible off of the rush. The Nashville Predators have a gem in Tommy Novak, and it sure is fun to watch his development and his consistency throughout the early part of the season. Going to the defensive side of things, Alex Carey, you got to give this guy credit right here. 2 assists in this game. without his normal partner, Ryan McDonough. Wasn't sure if he would take a little bit of a step back, maybe be a little bit more timid, but he was absolutely everything he's been so far this early part of the season. Again, 2 assists, always deserves credit on the offensive side of things for a defense, but it was his defense where he really chipped in. 2 blocked shots, was second on the team in block shots with 2 in this game, and he's been leading in that category almost all season long. But 19-20 total time on ice, stepping up, doing a really, really good job right there on the second pair, as he has been doing so far throughout this entire season. Delgado gets his first opportunity to skate as a Nashville Predator, skate as an NHL hockey player. He took the rookie lap, then comes out in his debut, picks up and assists, and also ends up skating in, how much time was it? 18:02 in total time on ice for his first ever game. The assist is awfully sweet. It comes on the Tommy Novak goal, but the shift of the game for Mark Delgado, and one that he will be remembering for a very long time, getting caught on the ice for over 2.5 minutes against the Edmonton Oilers offense and bending but never breaking. Again, the Preds gave up something like 10 shot attempts against. I think there was 3 blocks, 1 miss, and 6 shots on goal during that 2.5+ minute shift that Fabro and Delgado got caught out there, but they did an incredible job. And again, I mentioned it earlier, but that's a sequence where the Predators classically would have given up a goal and would have faltered, but they did not. Delgado was incredible out there in his NHL debut. Got some praise from the head coach, deservedly so, and will probably get another opportunity before the end of this road trip with multiple injuries to defensemen at this time. No 5-on-5 goals allowed by the Nashville Predators. That's great. They have had incredible difficulty against the Edmonton Oilers in recent years, keeping McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins contained in the 5-on-5 scenario. They were able to do that with like experts in this game. It was good to see 2 power play goals against it. Again, it's tough. The Edmonton Oilers power play is lethal. They can roll out one of their top, most high-skilled units. It doesn't matter what their record is. When they have a power play, they still have McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard, Ryan Nugent Hopkins. They have all of these players they can roll out, and they do roll out. So the Preds giving up 2 power play goals against, but winning the way they did was absolutely great. 5-on-5 hockey, very good. They survived that big second period push by the Edmonton Oilers. That's going to do it for the analysis. That's got you all set up on everything that happened in Edmonton. You've heard the preview. You've heard the recap. Now you've heard some analysis. We've got good, cold, hard numbers coming up next. It is the box score, and we also got some interesting numbers from across the league on Saturday. Did you stick around and watch hockey all day Saturday like I did? Something like 11 straight hours of watching games? Well, believe me, I've got some numbers for you in the close, so you'll want to stick around for that. Coming up next, though, it's the good, cold, hard box scores right after this word from Stripe Digital Solutions, and a special stick taps to all of our great partners: Rebirth Sports, Strong Style Fitness, Stripe Digital Solutions, Vibrant Meals, and others. We sure do appreciate what you guys do to help us out here in the trenches. So again, we sure do appreciate each and every one of you. It's Renegades of Puck podcast. We'll be back with the numbers in the box score and a little bit more right after this. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. When it comes to the box score and the goals category, you got to start with Ryan O'Reilly. He had 3 other Nashville Predators. Scoring goals were Philip Forsberg and Tommy Novak. No goals from the defense. All the goals coming from the forwards. The assists distributed a little more evenly. Philip Forsberg had 2 assists in this game. Alex Carey also had 2 assists. Other assist getters from the offensive side of things on the forwards: Luke Evangelista, also Tommy Novak, Nyquist, and O'Reilly picks up an assist to go with his 3 goals. Delgado picks up his first NHL point as an assist. Roman Josi also adds an assist in this game. When it comes to the shots category, Nyquist 5 shots on goal. And again, I like what he's doing out there as part of the first line and the right wing, but I don't know that he is going to be permanently slotted there. I still don't think Forsberg and O'Reilly have found their trio yet. Philip Forsberg did have 4 shots on goal in this game. He was second on the team. 3 shots on goal from O'Reilly, from Sherwood, also from Cole Smith and Dante Fabro. When it comes to the block shots category, it was Jeremy Lauzon. He may have gotten credit with all 4 of these block shots on one particular sequence that saw him leaving the game just briefly there, but he was able to come back for his next shift. But 4 blocked shots total for the game. A trio with 2 blocked shots on the defensive side of things, Carrier, Delgado, and Fabro. On the forward side of things, not a whole lot of block shots. The Preds were having a tough time catching up with that Oilers team. When it comes to the hits category, the physical category, the Predators doing a little bit better job right here. Lauzon adds 4 hits in this game. That led the Nashville Predators. Trennan and Cole Smith also with 4 hits in this game. So the physical element, not a lot of after whistle stuff, not a lot of scrums, a little pushy shovey there as the Edmonton Oilers were getting a little frustrated with the Nashville Predators towards the end of the game. But physically, it wasn't that big time of a game. But Lauzon leading with 4, joined by Trennan and Smith. When it comes to time on ice, leaders distributed pretty good in this game. Ryan O'Reilly was your top forward. Scared no, Tommy Novak was 18:44. Ryan O'Reilly was at 18:39. And then you see 17:37 for Sissons, 17:04 for Forsberg. Your least amount of time on ice for the forwards was Foodie at 9:50. And again, I think Foodie is a good player, and I think he's going to be a good player. He's got a good hockey IQ. He disrupts plays in the neutral zone. He uses his speed to separate right away. He's just not quite there yet, but there's a lot of raw potential when it comes to watching Foodie out there and getting his opportunity with the Nashville Predators early in the season. On the defensive side of things, your time on ice leader are Roman Josi, 22:10, and then you'll see 19:47 from Lauzon, stepping up in McDonough's absence there in the second pair on the blue line. Also 19:25 from Fabro, 19:20 from Carey, 19:12 from Barry, 18:02 from Mark Delgado. So again, the offensive and defensive numbers, time on ice, distributed quite nicely throughout this game by head coach Andrew Brunette. When it comes to special teams, time on ice leaders, the Preds power play, 348 total time on ice on the power play for Tommy Novak, 254 for Ryan O'Reilly, 228 for Colton Sissons, 232 for Forsberg, 342 for the captain, Roman Josi. On the penalty kill unit, Sissons and Smith at 153 each, Fabro at 141, Lauzon at 132. Again, that tough matchup against the Edmonton Oilers. They did give up 2 power play goals against in this game. That's going to do it for the box score. And instead of taking another break right here, because it's more numbers, and I really just want to go right into it. Now, I teased it earlier. When the Preds game wrapped up, it was still pretty early in the day, and, I'm going to watch hockey. The Preds' next opponent wasn't playing until later in the night, so I had to wait to watch the Calgary Flames, and I needed to watch a couple of other games, do some other scouting, some other analysis for upcoming matchups for the Nashville Predators. So I took the opportunity to just spread out on the couch and go ahead and sit there with the remote all damn day long and night long, to be honest with you. It became quite late by the time that Colorado and Vegas game finally wrapped up. But I've got some numbers for you. It started to become apparent early in the day. Maybe the Nashville Predators inspired everybody by scoring 5 goals against the Oilers. But yesterday, there were a total of 15 games on the ice. Out of 32 teams, 30 of them were playing. So 15 games. There were 114 goals scored yesterday. That's 7.6 goals per game. That is up considerably from where we normally are in any given night's play, where we're usually around 5.5 goals per game. 12 teams had 5 or more goals this weekend on this Saturday. Pittsburgh scored 10 goals against San Jose. So again, 12 teams with 5 or more, Pittsburgh scoring 10, 114 goals overall in 15 games in the NHL. Other than the goalies, what an incredible day of watching NHL hockey. It sure is fun. If you like seeing goals scored and you like seeing celebrations and you like hearing goal songs, you had plenty of opportunities, of course, unless you were a San Jose Sharks fan. Listen, the Sharks may be historically one of the worst teams in league history. It's pretty hard to deny that they are that bad. They're 0-10-1 after their first 11 games. They have 1 point on the season. They've scored 12 goals on the season. They've given up 55 goals against. They have a goal differential of minus 43 after just 11 games. I think they've only scored more than 1 goal 2, maybe 3 times out of their first 11 games, but they are truly historically one of the worst teams you can ever imagine and possibly watch. The Preds beat them 5-1 when they played them earlier at Bridgestone Arena. Preds will play them 2 more times this season, but the San Jose Sharks are just a historically bad hockey team. It's tough to watch, and they're just going to have to ride the thing out. They don't have the support. They don't have the assets. They don't really have enough of anything to turn things around there quickly. So it's going to be a long time before the San Jose Sharks turn into a better hockey team again. So, I mean, that's going to do it for the... I just threw the sheet. I didn't mean to do that. That's going to do it for the box score. That's going to do it for the analysis. It's going to do it for the close. You've heard the you've heard the preview, you've heard the recap. We've covered it all. I can't even see my format over here. I threw the damn paper away. So that's going to do it for operation number 815, take 2. So I sure do appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate your time, appreciate your viewership, and I most especially appreciate you. I am your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.